All right, we're going to do a Poshmark unboxing. Usually it's eBay, but we're going to do a Relic reveal. Now let's do this in fast motion. Ooh, all right, let's see what the free gift is. A free gift. I'm not used to getting free anything. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. How nice is that? It's a rosary ring. Actually, I'm going to wear it. How did she get my finger size? Look at that. It fits perfectly. That's nice. That's actually nice. I always wanted a rosary ring. All right, so I took a chance. This seller was selling this for, lots of money. And then I got like a message that I got like 70% off. And I was a little skeptic, but the price was right. And I was like, all right, should I go for it? All right, so this could go bad to good, but my free gift, since I got a free gift, I'm thinking this person is going to be honest. All right, so let's open up. This is a Relic reveal. Now, I'm afraid it might not have the wax, stamp, and it might, you know what I mean? It might have been tampered with, but we'll find out in a moment. It didn't show you in the picture the stamp, if it was still intact. All right, St. Vincent, Stromby. And I don't know what kind of relic this is. I think it's a first class. Yeah, it looks like it's ex corpore or ex carne. Let's try to get in there tight. It's very hard for me to show you. Or it could be ex ossibus, which is of the bone. The other two would be of the flesh and skin. Wait, yeah, that's definitely a first class relic. But let's check the back. And so we're going to take the backing off. And we're going to check to see if the seals are intact. All right, and the drum roll. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, it's good. No way. It's good. I mean, for the price I paid, this is actually good. So we have the stamp of the Passionists. I believe that's the cause or postula generator stamp for the making of these, of making these saints beatified and canonized. It's a cause. And yeah, that's a postulator general of the Passionist stamp. Wow. All right, this is real. I can't believe this. All right, I didn't get duped. All right, so I never thought the day would come that I'd find a holy relic, first class, on Poshmark, but I guess it's happening. All right, so let's clean this up. And I'll be right back. We'll find out more about this saint. We're going to put it in a reliquary. And this is how I learn about the saints, by the way. When I get these holy first-class relics and I rescue them, I do rescue them. They're orphans. They generally would come with some kind of certificate. Authenticity. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. But this is real. After seeing the stamp, and I do see other ones with the same tekka that's holding the relic on real ones all over the internet. And this particular, I don't know if you can see this wire work inside of there. This is definitely a real relic. It's not falsified or fake. All right, let's clean it up. Now, I got scared about the rosary ring because I'll tell you a story. I don't think you guys either complain that I make my videos too long or too short. So I don't know. I'll just do what I want to do. All right. So my mom on Thanksgiving, God rest her soul. It was a Thanksgiving never to forget. I made a big turkey and all the trimmings, and she used to blow up. And now I know where I get it from. It's hereditary. I fill up with water. And as a matter of fact, I have to go to the vein clinic once a week at the hospital because my situation is really bad. And so my mom was wearing a ring and her finger blew up as usual, but we never had an issue where her ring caused her to lose her circulation in her finger. It turned black and blue, boys and girls. Actually, it turned black. It was necrotic. Her finger was about to, be totally, it was going to just need to be amputated. So she was like, oh my God. And it was Thanksgiving. And I was like, there's going to be like no doctors around. It's Thanksgiving. It was in the evening. And so I called 911 and the fire department came in. They came in my house, and one guy, the one firefighter, we have a full length mirror when you walk in. He was posing. He was actually looking at himself in the mirror and smiling, and he was flexing his muscles, and all the firemen were showing off, and my husband and my stepfather was in the other room pissed off. And me and my mom were like, oh my God, look at all these handsome firemen. And what happened was they took some tool that looked like a scissor, and they got under the spot where the ring was stuck, and they cut her ring off, and they saved her.
Fire department, Mom, look, the lights and sirens are on just for you.
And the sirens going off, and like 5 fire trucks showed up to cut my mother's ring off. And so I'm afraid to push this ring up any higher on my finger because I might have that situation. I'm not as jovial as my mother. All right, so let's clean this relic. Simichrome, baby, Simichrome. So we got the Simichrome, we got the polishing rag with a buffing side. The gray is the buffing side. And I'm just going to give this a good little clean. We'll do that in fast motion. All right, so you can see it's much cleaner. Nice and shiny now. All right, and now we have to clean the glass. Then we're going to place it in a reliquary. That's what the pain about acquiring these is. I always put them in reliquaries because I want to make sure they're protected. And the problem is that they're very expensive for these reliquaries. All right, so I'm going to just spray the Q-tip with lens cleaner. Lens cleaner is like alcohol based. It's a liquid and it dries quickly. So I'm going to just do that and then I'm going to dry it. Let me make sure. Okay, the Q-tip is wet. We don't want to make it dripping wet because it could get into the glass. We don't want it to get into the glass and damage the integrity of the relic. But the glass is dirty. All right, and I'm going to dry it now. Just go around, not press hard, because if you press hard, the glass window is going to fall inside of there. All right, and then I'm just going to buff it, and I'm going to buff the relic with the buffing side of the polishing rag. And let me go ahead and do that if I can get this darn thing open. Here we go. All right, so just going to go around there, just give it a nice little clean, and then I'm just going to go around the relic, the edges of the relic, and I'm just going to buff this so it can get a nice shine. And it'll remove any residue left over from the Simichrome. We can't wash this. We can't wet this down. So we're limited on what we can do in cleaning this. All right, so let's see. Oh, look at that. Look at that nice shine now. So wow, I can't believe this lady, was letting go of this relic for so inexpensive. That's crazy. I'm very surprised. I just wanted to take it out for a second just to show you how nice and clean it is. I don't clean the backs on these unless there's verdigris. Because I figured the priest that had this, or the holy person that had this before me, trust me, I'm not holy. I figured that they put some special oil on it, blessing oil, and I don't want to mess with it. But look at that, nice and clean. Let's put it in our reliquary and talk about St. Vincent Stromby. Never heard of him before until I got this relic. And let's just zoom in to try to see. Yeah, that looks like, wow, look at that. Doesn't that look like a piece of skin or flesh or maybe even bone? Yeah, that looks like a piece of flesh to me. I don't know. Or an ex ossibus, which is bone, or carne, flesh, skin, corpore. But it's definitely a first-class relic. Look at that. It has, like... I'm trying to keep my hand steady. Interesting. Okay, Google. Tell us more about St. Vincent Stromby. Based on your query for St. Vincent Stromby, by the way, they spelled it wrong, it appears you may have been thinking of St. Vincent Mary Stromby, an Italian Passionist. Ah, that's why we have the Passionist seal. Italian Passionist priest and bishop, he was widely known for his deep faith, powerful preaching, and profound charity towards the poor. A patron of the Diocese of Macerata, Italy, where he served as a bishop. Early life, 1745, he became a diocesan priest. He was more attracted to the austere life of the Passionists, an order founded by St. Paul of the Cross. By the way, I have his relic. And despite initial rejection due to his delicate health, Stromby's persistence led to the admission into the order, and he took the name Vincenzo Maria di San Paolo. Okay, there we go. Stromby was a respected preacher and scholar. He was a close companion of St. Paul of the Cross, and he was appointed to several leadership roles within the Passionist order. After the founder's death, Stromby wrote a biography of St. Paul that became a classic within the congregation. He was the bishop during the Napoleonic era. In 1801, he defied, by the way, Napoleon. Pope Pius VIII appointed Stromby as the Bishop of Macerata and Tolentino. He reluctantly accepted the position and served with great compassion, known for his charitable products and care for the poor during a typhus epidemic and famine. In 1808, when Napoleon annexed Macerata, Stromby was exiled for refusing to take an oath of allegiance to the emperor. See, he is the saint that is known for defying, actually, Napoleon. When Napoleon escaped exile in 1815, his retreating army threatened to sack Macerata. Stromby courageously went into the streets and pleaded with the troops' leader, saving the city from destruction. Later in life, after resigning as bishop, Stromby moved to Rome to become a personal advisor to Pope Leo XII. When the Pope fell gravely ill, Stromby offered his own life for the pontiff's recovery. By the way, he prayed to God to take him instead of the Pope. But Stromby suffered a stroke and died within a week on January 1st, 1824, on his 79th birthday. St. Vincent Mary Stromby was canonized by Pope Pius XII on June 11th, 1950. His feast day is September 24th. And now the actual relic of mine is definitely from the 50s because I collect these. So I think it was made during, put together when they exhumed their bodies, by the way, to see if they're incorrupt. And it was probably put together around the 50s. I'm going to go with this was made for the canonization of him. Very interesting. Now these reliquaries are getting too expensive, and it adds to the cost of acquiring these relics and saving these relics. So, but I don't want to leave it on its own without it being protected. So we're going to watch me put together this and how I do it. And all right, let's do this in fast motion. Okay, here's the reveal. And so I placed it in the reliquary. The reliquary ends up having damage, has some kind of burn mark on it. I don't know. You pay enough for these darn things, but I'm not going to go through the trouble of returning it. So I learned a little something about the saints and about myself whenever I make these videos. I didn't know anything about this saint, but you learn as a person, because we're all sinners. We're all sinners, and I'm not proud of being a sinner. But there's a lot of temptation, a lot of anger. I yell, I scream, I'm nasty to sometimes people I love and I care for. And sadly, these relics, well, not sadly, but these relics actually remind me to behave better. I don't know what it is, but whenever I find the grace of the saint that I read about, I realize that I need to be a better person, and they make me want to be a better person. Hopefully, you'll see this, and it'll make you want to be a better person and strive to live the life of a saint, which we can't do. We definitely can't do that, none of us, because it's very hard to not sin. Even I'm sure St. Vincent Stromby sinned as well. We're all sinners, unfortunately, but we can do better every single day and strive to be better people every single day. Thanks for watching. Now, I know on YouTube, people say that I don't make my videos long enough anymore. I used to make like 20-minute videos. And on TikTok, people are like, you talk too much. So I don't know what the happy medium is, but how's about this? I'm going to do what I want to do. And I make the videos for myself because I'm learning about the lives of saints and how I could be a better human being. See you guys all on the next relic reveal. Trust me, there's plenty more coming.